Paula, thank you for joining us. What have you guys discovered about where we're at with this so-called red wall?
So first of all, I should just point out that these groups were conducted back in the autumn, so they're pre-Partygate, if you like. They're before all those revelations, and we were trying to find out the kind of longer-term political narratives that these voters use. We found voters that were distrustful and cynical about politics and about the government, and I think that helps to understand why the kind of Partygate revelations have such a dramatic impact, because people were already distrustful and were already quite cynical about politics. We found that people did have a desire for change and they wanted to see change delivered, but that they didn't really understand what levelling up meant necessarily. One person said they thought it was about a PlayStation game. Another said they thought it was a sales pitch to the North. But there was a sense from them nonetheless that they had expected and voted for change, and that needed to be delivered or people would become further disillusioned with politics.
Well, I think many people might describe levelling up rather accurately as a sale pitch to the North. Whether it works or not is another matter. But in terms of kind of that switch we saw, quite dramatic switch from former Labour voters to the Conservatives, this sense that they'd almost lent them their vote, specifically the Prime Minister Boris Johnson. Was there any sign that, and I know this was before Partygate, was starting to ebb away, or was this as strong as ever?
There was a real sense from people that votes had been lent to the party. And when we asked people about the 2019 election, what was really striking was they talked about Brexit, they talked about Jeremy Corbyn. Very few talked specifically about Boris Johnson. So we've got this kind of image of these voters having swung behind the Conservatives because of Boris Johnson. But when we asked them, we didn't get that as a kind of spontaneous response from them. They were much more likely to talk about Jeremy Corbyn. They were much more likely to talk about Brexit and the need to get Brexit done.